The verdict is in, and a chapter that none saw coming: Matt Lauer's sentencing. For a long time, he was the face of television news, the man people turned to for both morning updates and breaking news. His tale, however, has now taken a tragic and permanent turn. Read on if you want to know what happened to cause everything to go apart. As we delve into the terrible details, we will uncover the chain of events that culminated in Lauer's last farewell. You should not miss this tale. Take a step back and examine Matt Lauer's career prior to the scandal's revelation. When it came to broadcast journalism, Lauer was a superstar, not just any TV host. His image as an affable, charming newscaster who could cover serious stories as well as more comedic ones took decades to establish. Millions of people tuned in every morning because of Lauer's charisma and the special way he could put people at ease. His achievement wasn't haphazard. A combination of a natural talent for storytelling and years of dedicated work propelled Lauer to stardom. In American homes, he was a reliable news source that people relied on for the day's major stories. But what the audience didn't witness was the shadowy side that was hiding behind the scenes, the one that would be revealed in the most shameful and public manner at the end. The revelation of sexual misconduct charges against Lauer in 2017 set the first domino in motion. A number of women came forward to share their stories after it began with a single claim. The allegations were not vague or unfounded, rather they were specific and contained instances that portrayed a troubling image of Lauer's conduct. A poisonous work atmosphere, unwanted approaches, and harassment were all leveled against him. The charges were severe and persisted over a lengthy period of time, suggesting a pattern of unprofessional behavior that had been concealed for an excessive amount of time. The entertainment business was rocked by the revelation. That Lauer, who was so well-liked and esteemed, could engage in such abhorrent actions shocked many. The public was taken aback since it was a total change from the image he had built on television. An immediate and firm response came from his employer upon receipt of the initial complaint. It was announced live on television that Lauer was dismissed immediately. His abrupt removal simply served to heighten the sense of shock and surprise. For a while, Lauer issued remarks apologizing and denying various charges in an attempt to protect himself. Even though he did some things that were probably not proper, he insisted that they were all mutually agreed upon. Lauer first denied the allegations, but her claims crumbled as additional women spoke up. He could do nothing to avoid the fallout of his conduct due to the abundance of charges and the meticulousness of the reports. Disputes over Lauer's dismissal only became worse in the years that followed. Several of his accusers sought redress for the pain they endured by suing him in civil court. Although the legal proceedings were emotionally taxing and time-consuming for all parties concerned, they were essential in revealing Lauer's complete conduct. A tragic picture of the misuse of power, manipulation, and harassment that the victims described in their testimonies was painted. This long and winding tale finally has an ending, following years of court fights and public scrutiny. With his sentencing, Lauer has brought an end to his illustrious career. The specifics of the sentence are secret owing to agreements in the law, but the effect is obvious. It's a poignant reminder that everyone's actions have consequences, regardless of their position or influence. There has been a strong public reaction to Lauer's punishment. A feeling of relief that justice has been delivered is one emotion. For many, this is a much-needed moment of responsibility, a stepping stone towards ending the pervasive problems of abuse and harassment in the workplace. However, a sense of loss for the person they had come to know and love in Lauer remains, and a lasting melancholy. Because he was previously someone people cared about and thought they know on a personal level, their betrayal hurts. Sentencing provides victims with some relief, albeit incomplete, from the case. A lot of the women who come out have mentioned how much of a mental and emotional toll it has been on them. Knowing they may suffer blowback for standing up to such a prominent individual, they have recounted how difficult it was. Still, they were determined to expose Lauer for what he did, so they spoke up. Their courage has been amplified, and they have been instrumental in shifting the discourse surrounding harassment in the workplace. The whole media business felt the effects of the crisis, not only Lauer and his victims. Many organizations rethought their policies and procedures in response to his scandal, which served as a wake-up call. As a whole, it was a component of the Me Too movement's push for more responsibility from formerly unaccountable powerful people. The spotlight has been cast off of Lauer with his punishment. Since the controversy began, he has mostly avoided the spotlight, appearing in public on an as-needed basis. After captivating millions, the man now lives a life of relative anonymity, cut off from the glitz and glamour of television journalism. For many, this is the worst possible outcome: the end of his career and the public's adoration and respect. I can't believe how fast everything changed when I look back. In the blink of an eye, Lauer's career went from thriving to collapsing. It's a sobering illustration of how quickly one's fame may fade, particularly when it's based on falsehoods and manipulations. A cautionary tale about the perils of power abuse and the value of honesty on the job, his story should be read by all. There is finally some closure for the longtime watchers of Lauer who have been hearing about his imprisonment. As they say farewell to a familiar face, they are also saying farewell to the illusion of his identity. Lauer isn't the only one facing reckoning. The whole business that did nothing to stop him is now reeling from it. Keep in mind the overarching takeaways from this case as we wrap up this section. There is still a long way to go in the battle against abuse and harassment, but victims' voices have made a difference. Their actions have demonstrated to the world the power of collective voice, the possibility of fairness, and the transformative power of standing up for what is right. Like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth analysis on significant issues influencing the world today. If you found this deep dive into Matt Lauer's fall from grace illuminating. If you don't want to miss any of the upcoming updates or special content, be sure to stay connected.